Okay, James Bond month begins with the very first big screen adaptation of the man himself, and Dr. No. Okay, it does get the classic opening with the gun and the target and all that, but it looks like Bond has gone monochrome for some reason. The theme song is here though, and what isn't here is the traditional opening with the guns and the sexy imagery and all that kind of stuff. Then it goes to a Calypso version of Three Blind Mice. Seriously. Then it shows three blind men, but they're killers, and these men kill a man named John Strangeways. We then cut to Sean Connery Bond, given his iconic intro as he lights a cigarette at a gambling table and does his Bond, James Bond. Yeah, no Sean Connery voice yet. Young Sean is not old Sean. Bond demonstrates very inappropriate workplace ethics with Moneypenny. And after a meeting with M, played by Bernard Lee, Bond is given a new gun. Yeah, that's it. Q has not been invented yet. Now, Bond movies actually have very complicated plots, even though some movies have them very much buried in the action. I'll try and summarize this one as best as I can, leaving out some plot points. Okay, Strangeways was killed because he investigated Crab Key, a mysterious island ran by Dr. No. Strangeways went there with a fisherman named Quirrell, and they brought back some rock samples. Strangeways then took those samples to a professor named Dent, who secretly works for Dr. No. Once Dent saw that Strangeways was snooping around too much, Dr. No had Strangeways kill. Bond then goes to Jamaica to find Quirrell, and he meets Felix Leiter, a CIA man who appears in many Bond movies played by several different actors. Bond's investigation leads him back to Dent, and Dr. No orders Dent to kill Bond with a giant poisonous spider. But Bond, he really hates spiders and kills it with a music sting! Bond realizes the samples that Strangeways had sent to Dent were radioactive, which means that Crab Key is running unauthorized nuclear tests. Bond and Quirrell then go to Crab Key under cover of night, and in the morning, Bond meets Honey Rider, suggestive name alert. Both Honey and Quirrell talk about a dragon on the island, and I actually thought this was getting into Scooby-Doo territory. But in reality, it's a truck that can spew flames to scare people away from the island, so maybe this is Scooby-Doo. Bond and Honey are captured by Dr. No, who is a very much over-the-top villain with two prosthetic hands that can even bend metal. He's actually got a really posh lair. Apparently, Dr. No is using this island as a base for radio jamming to topple rocket launchers of Project Mercury. I'm serious. Bond is imprisoned, but escapes to an event that honestly does nothing but provide him a chance to escape, really. And then he goes to the easy turn self-destruct crank on the nuclear reactor. And after fighting Dr. No to the death and rescuing Honey, the whole island just explodes. And it looks pretty good with 60s effects. Bond and Honey are lost on a boat, and Bond's intimate time seems to get interrupted a lot in these movies as Felix shows up to get him back to shore. But that was Dr. No. We're off to a good start. What did you think of Dr. No? Leave a comment here.